What's up guys and girls, Lazy Dragon here, and welcome to Phoenix Wright, the Ace Attorney Trilogy. Now before we begin, does anyone have any objections to me playing this game? No? Excellent, because my experience with Phoenix Wright is limited to Marvel vs. Capcom and that one video where he throws shoes at people's heads. That's all I know. This is going to be very interesting for me. That man appears to have a bullet lodged in his face. Or it might be a mole. Might be a mole, but he's an evil-looking geezer. And there's a person on the floor, and there's ketchup spilled all around them. Is that the court case? The evil-looking man broke into that person's house, knocked their dinner on the floor, and now there's ketchup everywhere. And they're trying to sue him for cleaning bills? That's a good reason to go to court. August 3. The 3rd August ever. Yeah, it was a real novelty back then. Back when we'd only had our 3rd ever August. 9:47 AM, District Court, Defendant Lobby number 2. Wow, those guards look like they would rather be anywhere else. Boy, am I nervous, said Phoenix. Because apparently there's no voiceover. Okay, I guess I'm reading the text again. That's always an experience. Right! Who is this? Whoa, okay. Oh, hi Chief. Did you forget to get dressed this morning? Cause, damn. I don't think you can go to court looking like a high-end escort. That's, I mean, don't get me wrong, I'm enjoying it, but I don't think a lawyer can really get away with that. Phew, I'm glad I made it on time. Well, I have to say, Phoenix, I'm impressed with what? All I've done is walk in the building. Is that impressive? Is there a really convoluted flight of stairs to get in? Not everyone takes on a murder trial right off the bat. Murder trial? I thought this was a ketchup trial. Oh, now I'm nervous. It says a lot about you and your client as well. Thanks. I need to go freak out in the bathroom for 10 minutes. Be right back. Actually, it's because I owe him a favour. Ooh, who's him? What favour? Ooh, the game's as shocked as I was. A favour? You mean you knew the defendant before this case? Wait, is that illegal? Is it illegal to know a defendant before the case? I don't know. I don't understand how laws work. I know don't murder and don't take things that aren't yours. That's really all you need to get by. I don't know the complexities. Actually, I kind of owe my current job to him. Wait, what? Are we defending another lawyer? Like a really top-class lawyer? He's one of the reasons I became an attorney. An ace attorney. Haha, name drop. Now let's get that Family Guy humour out of here. Well, that's news to me. I want to help him out any way I can. That's why I became a divorce attorney. I just really want to help him. Jesus Christ, man. Okay, we get it. You want to help him. It's over. What's over? Who's over? Who's got the green text? Am I defending the Hulk? My life, everything. It's all over. Oh, Hulk's sad. Hulk spilt ketchup in his house, and now he has to go to court about it. Is that your client screaming over there? No, that's the local homeless man. We invite him in here for shits and giggles. Yeah, it's him. Death, despair, ooh. Is that his band name or something? And on stage next, it's Death, Despair, ooh. I'm gonna do it, I'm gonna die. Wow, he takes ketchup seriously. It sounds like he wants to die, fucking hell. What? Where did you get that brilliant deduction from, Maya? Oh dear. Yeah, sigh. And then Phoenix starts doing Gangnam Style. Nick, who are you? Why have you got stars in your eyes? Crap, there's an entire galaxy in there. Also, why is the galaxy named Butts? Is there going to be a lot of immature jokes about his name sounding like butt? There is, isn't there? Okay. Just so I know what wavelength we're on with this game. Hey there, Larry Butts. Okay. Dude, I'm so guilty. Tell them I'm guilty, dude. Dude, sweet. It's like I'm watching Dude, Where's My Fucking Car? Give me the death sentence. I ain't afraid to die. Just keep those damn llamas away from me. What? What's wrong, Larry? Oh, you know, some eldritch spirit has moved a galaxy into my brain. It's all over, you know, I'm finished. Somehow I'm crying milk as well. Man, this guy's a mess. I can't live in a world without her. Who took her away from me, Nick? Who did this, dude? It's totally not sweet. It ain't radical, brah. Homie. Other things a guy like this would say. I don't look at him. He's dressed up like a rejected Pokemon trainer. The person responsible for your girlfriend's death. I don't know who's responsible for your girlfriend's death. I guess that's why we're going to court. The newspapers say it was you. You spilt the ketchup in our living room. Butts, how could you? That ketchup's expensive in... I think we're in Japan? I assume we're in Japan. There are anime characters around every corner. We're either in Japan or a really weird weeaboo convention. My name is Phoenix Wright. I chose the name when I was 7 and I've had to live with it ever since. Meet my friend, Todd Invincible. Here's the story. My first case is a fairly simple one. So much ketchup. Just draining out of her face. Oh no, she was actually a giant tomato the entire time. A young woman was killed in her apartment. The guy they arrested was the unlucky sap dating her. Larry Butts. He is a very sweaty gentleman. He doesn't actually need hair gel. Those spikes, they're held in place with sweat and sweat alone. Perspiration will work wonders. Our school had a saying, when something smells, it's usually the butts. That was what, 2 minutes? 2 minutes from me predicting there would be a dumb butt-related joke, until a dumb butt-related joke showed up. Excellent, I'm glad to see my clairvoyance still works. In the 23 years I've known him, it's usually been true. He has a knack for getting himself into trouble. One thing I can say though, it's usually not his fault. He just has terrible luck. Poor guy. Poor guy. I mean, you must have some really awful luck to be falsely accused of murder, of all things. I know better than anyone he's a good guy at heart. And I owe him one. Which is why I took the case. To clear his name! I feel like there should be some cool music pumping in the background. And that's just what I'm going to do. Okay, let's just reaffirm what we're doing again in case somebody was sleeping for the last 10 minutes. August 3, 10 AM, District Court Courtroom 2. Oh, now there's music. Now... Oh, sorry, now there's sound effects. Why is there no voiceover for the actual characters, but the random fuckos in the crowd, they get all of the voice acting in the world? Court is now in session for the trial of Mr. Larry Butts. The prosecution is ready, Your Honour. He looks like a frog. Not like a good frog. That is a very unflattering frog look that he has. The, defence is ready? Maybe? Possibly? Can I get a do-over? The defence will be ready in 5 minutes. My shoes are untied. Can I just deal with this? Mr. Wright, this is your first trial, is it not? He seems professional. But I've seen memes of this guy before, and I think he's gonna break down very quickly. That whole idea of the judge being professional, I think that's gonna go out the fucking window. Yes, Your Honour, I'm a little nervous, to be honest. Yeah, I threw up 4 times on the way here. Twice in Maya's car. It was really awful. Your conduct... Oh dear. Your conduct during this trial will decide the fate of your client. Oh, I didn't even need to read it. He was stating the bloody obvious. You need oxygen to breathe. The lawyer will decide the fate of the client. No shit. Murder is a serious charge. Wow. He's firing on all cylinders today, isn't he, this judge? Murder is a serious charge. I like green. It's my favourite colour. Oh, dear. Oh no, almost dropped the controller there. That would not have been very good. What have I done? I've opened something. What is this? Evidence. Cindy's autopsy report. Time of death 7:31, 4 PM to 5 PM. Cause of death, loss of blood due to blunt trauma. Okay, and what's this thing? Attorney's badge. No one would believe I was a defence attorney. Oh, okay. Ooh, more things. If I press buttons, I get rewarded by more things. I like this. Maya Fay, Chief Attorney at Fay & Co. Sounds more like a bakery than a defence company. Defence company. Fuck. Defence attorney company. Defence. She doesn't build fucking missiles, does she? I'm a lawyer, and in my spare time, I build orbital weapons. Larry Butts, the defendant in this case. Cindy Stone. Hold on. You're saying that this guy got with her? Was this some sort of weird charity case? You're saying dude with dumb soul patch got with a model? What exactly what world are we living in where that happens? What? God damn, he must be hung like an elephant to be batting that far out of his league. That is... wow! I'm not even mad, that is impressive. You go, Larry. You got some game, my friend. Winston Payne, the prosecutor for this case, who looks even more like a frog in this picture than he did before. It's... poor guy. Poor little amphibian lawyer. He just wanted to leave the lily pad and stretch his webbed toes. Thank you, Your Honour. Mr. Wright, given the circumstances, I think we should have a test to ascertain your readiness. Like what? Can I prove that I'm a lawyer? Ooh, yes, here you go, I've got a shiny badge that proves it. Handshaking, eyesight fading. Dude, it's one test. It's not as if he's told you to slice your leg off, has it? It's not a bloody saw trap. The test will consist of a few simple questions, answer them clearly and concisely. Okay. Do I need a pen or a pencil to do this? Please state the name of the defendant. Oh, it is... me. I'm defending myself. Larry Butts is the defendant in this case. It's a good thing we looked at this court record thing. I wouldn't have known that otherwise. See, it says it there, the defendant in this case. Yeah, all the information's here. You just have to smash the controller with great big meaty palms until you get to it. The defendant. Well, that's Larry Butts, Your Honour. He doesn't need to look so confused while saying that. Correct. Just keep your wits about you and you'll do fine. Oh, thanks for the pep talk, Your Honour. It's not as if you have anything better to do. Next question. This is a murder trial. Tell me, do you know what murder is? Oh, tell me what's the victim's name. This is a lot of dialogue. Why is there so much dialogue? Did I accidentally buy a visual novel by mistake? Oh no! He's forgot! Phoenix! Doe. Oh, she looks absolutely mortified. Also, wow! That is... god damn. She would not be able to fit through a doorway if she tried to enter it sideways. Sorry, like, a weird thing to say, I suppose. Phoenix, are you absolutely sure you're up to this? You don't even know the victim's name! I'm really glad that this game was not developed by Team Ninja, otherwise there would be a lot of jiggle physics going on right now. Oh, the victim! Of course I know the victim's name! Oh, I mentioned jiggle physics and now she looks sad. Is she sad that she doesn't have enough jiggling in this game? I don't know. There's so much dialogue. I just forgot the victim's name, temporarily. I think I feel the migraine coming on. Oh! And then she faints and then we do the court case without her? No, she's just going to keep talking to me like I'm a 6-year-old. I already looked at the victim's name. Just press the right bumper. Okay. Look, there we go. I just pressed the right bumper and now it's not working. Your dialogue stopped me from pressing the right bumper. She says she's trying to help, but she's really sabotaging us. Oh look, I found her. The victim in this case. Yay, round of applause for me. Mr. Wright, who is the victim in this case? It is, of course, Cinder Block. Oh wow, was she part of Bob the Builder's crew? Oh yeah, there's Dizzy and Lofty and Cinderblock, who was of course brutally murdered at a construction site. Cindy Stone. The victim's name is Cindy Stone. Let's just repeat that over and over again, so we need to know. Is your defendant guilty or not guilty? Ah, the victim's name is Cindy Stone. That's not what I asked you, Mr. Wright, but the victim's name is Cindy Stone. It's the one fact about the case I know. What was the cause of death? She died because she was... He can't call me out for being a bad lawyer if I just hold the sound whilst I look up the answer. The victim in this case, a model, she lived in an apartment by herself, not useful, time of death, blunt trauma, got it. She was struck once by a blunt object, haha, yeah, look at me with my lawyery powers. You seem much more relaxed, Mr. Wright, good for you. Thanks, Judge, who is apparently acting like Phoenix's dad. Is there some sort of weird family thing going on here? You seem much more relaxed, sport. Good job, kiddo. Well then, a question for the prosecution, Mr. Payne, whose son is of course named Max. Strangely enough, Max does not look like a frog. As Mr. Wright just told us, the victim was struck with a blunt object. Would you explain to the court what that object was? Ah, fine question. The murder weapon was the statue of the Thinker. They just sell those? I've never seen a... Is that a thing? Can you buy them in art galleries? Just mini statues of famous statues? That's kind of a tourist thing, isn't it? It was found lying on the floor next to the victim. And the court shall accept it into evidence. It's a rather heavy statue. Right. Be sure to pay attention to any evidence added during the trial. Really? You don't say. I was going to shove it up my bum. That was what I was planning to do with the evidence. We're going to put it right up Larry Butts. The evidence is the only That evidence is the only ammunition you have in court. Gotcha. Okay, let's do this. Yeah. I know how to check the court record. Oh, he banged his gavel. Now I'm scared. Mr. Payne, the prosecution may call its first witness. The prosecution calls the defendant, Mr. Butts, to the stand. The voices are all over the shop today. Wait, what do I do now? Pay attention. Oh, okay. Is that it? So that's all we can do. There's no game at this point. It's just me sitting here watching somebody else talk. You'll get my chance to respond. Oh, okay. Cool. So they say stuff, and then I question him afterwards. Gotcha. Come on, Larry. Larry gets excited easily. He's going to say something terrible. Cool. I'm guessing he's going to get up on the stand and go, hey, and then sort of point finger guns towards the jury. Mr. Butts, is it not true that the victim had recently dumped you? I know that feel, bro. My wife left me for a toad. It's tough being a frog lawyer. The new sitcom coming this autumn. Hey, watch it, buddy. Why does he look like Pikachu now? Butts, use Thundershock. We were great together. We were Romeo and Juliet, Cleopatra and Mark Antony. Both of those relationships ended with everyone dead. Didn't they all die? Hey, I'm on the same wavelength as Phoenix. I, too, am an amateur lawyer. I wasn't dumped, she just wasn't taking my phone calls or seeing me ever, and there was a restraining order in place. I'm no longer allowed in the same county as her. What's it to you anyway? Mr. Butts, what you describe is generally what we mean by dumped. In fact, she had completely abandoned you and was seeing other men. That doesn't mean he was dumped, he could just be a cuck. There's a fine line here. Then again, this game came out originally, I think in 2001. Did cucks exist back then? Was that a thing? Or is that just something else we can blame millennials for? Their generation and all of their weird problems. She just returned from overseas with one of them the day before the murder. Oh no! Well, fairly conclusive. Clearly she was killed by whoever her mysterious holiday friend was when she refused to pay him back for buying airline food. Yes, this open and shut case, this one. Your Honour, the victim's passport. Ooh. She was in Paris until she died. Ah, okay. She apparently arrived home from Paris on the 7th of the 30th. No, American dating system. 30th of the 7th, there's no 30th month, is there? January, February, March, and then eventually you get to S-March and January, and all these other wonderfully wacky months that calendar companies have made up in order to sell more calendars. Ah, no way, dude! Dude, so totally unradical. Is unradical what I want it to be a word? The victim was a model but did not have a large income. And then I slowly turn and look at Maya's chest and say, hey, she's got a large income. And other such terrible, terrible comments that should not be in a courtroom. It appears that she had several sugar daddies. Okay, apparently anything and everything is fair game. We're just talking about pimping straight up now. Daddies? Sugar? Ah, you've hit on both of Butts' trigger words. He was abandoned by his father and he's diabetic. You're going to send him into a shock. Yes, older men who gave her money and we don't need to explain sugar daddies. Okay, she took their money and used it to support her lifestyle. We can clearly see what kind of woman Miss Stone was. Tell me, Mr. Butts, what do you think of her now? Do I get to jump in now? Do I get to... Oh, can I do an objection? Yeah, do the objecty thing. My client had no idea the victim was seeing other men. That's not an objection. He slammed his hands on the table and I was expecting him to start shouting, but no. That question is irrelevant to this case. Oof. Ah. Ouch. Owie. My lawyer bones hurt. He doesn't like Phoenix vaulted the desk and punched him in the gut. That cheating she-dog. I'm gonna die. I'm just gonna drop it. Butts is not helping the case here. Get it together, man. No, dude, don't say you're going to meet your dead girlfriend in the afterlife when you're on trial for murdering her. Jeez. Okay, so what do I do? When do I get to prove that he's innocent? Oh boy, this is not looking good. No shit. Next question. You went to the victim's apartment on the day of the murder. Did you, Larry, tell the nice frog man? Maybe I did go. Maybe I didn't go. You can't prove anything, you square. His terminology, it's just going backwards and forwards through the years. Sometimes he's down with the kids, sometimes he's down with the 1950s kids, who knows. What do I do? If I stop him from answering, that's bad, that you can't lie in court. That's perjury, I think. Or is perjury taking bribes? Yeah. I really don't know how courts work. I'm hoping that I never get called up for jury duty. I wouldn't have a clue what I'm doing. I'd just be sitting there clapping along with the funky little background music that we've got. I imagine that's in every single court in the world. Every real court has funky background music, just like this one. Answer honestly. If I stop him from answering, the judge is going to be like, oh, you terrible man, he's clearly guilty. That makes sense to me. I'll send him a signal. Tell the truth. I thought he was going to waggle his eyebrows or something. Yeah, I was there. I went. So I'm guessing he's going to say that regardless of what I do. She wasn't home, so... Oh, okay. That was a very high-pitched objection. Your Honour, the defendant is lying! The frogs told me so. They were in his girlfriend's pond. Oh no, wait, she has an apartment. The pond is 5 floors up, just sort of hovering in the air. Prosecution would like to call a witness. Oh, okay then. Who's the witness? The man who found the victim's body. That's easy. Simple then. Oh no, wait, I'm the defendant. I'm not supposed to be agreeing with this. I'm supposed to be defending him. He saw the defendant fleeing the scene of the crime. Oh dear, Pikachu Butts, what have you done? Why are his shoes so big? When it cut to that wide shot, it looked like he was wearing clown shoes. Is he working as a clown on the side? Is that how he managed to get with the model? He made her laugh so much. Mr. Payne, the prosecution may call its witness. Cool, who'd we get? Anyone interesting? On the day of the murder, the witness was selling newspapers. Remember that, that'll probably be useful, maybe. Mr. Frank Sarwit. Frank Sarwit. I recognise you. You're the angry evil man from earlier. You're bad man. You're the murdery person. Arrest him. I saw it in a dream-like cutscene earlier. That's enough to get a conviction, right? Wrong button. No, stop that. There we go. Mr. Sarwit, you may proceed with your testimony. It's going to be... Ooh. Is this where he lies to us? And then do I sort of pick through his lies and be like, no, objection-y, don't be telling porcupines in court. That's another law. Don't be telling fibs where a judge can hear them. I was going door to door selling subscriptions when I saw a man fleeing an apartment. I thought he must be in a hurry because he left the door half open. Thinking it strange, I looked inside the apartment. Then I saw her lying there. A woman. Covered in ketchup. And not a hint of a fish or a chip nearby for her to dunk it in. I quailed in fright and found myself unable to go inside. I thought to call the police immediately. However, the phone in her apartment wasn't working. I went to a nearby park and found a public phone. I remember the time, it was 1 PM. The man who ran was without a doubt the defendant. Ooh, seems fairly conclusive. Now, let's see, how do I pick holes in this? Wait, why is he saying, Larry, why didn't you tell the truth? I told Larry to tell the truth. He did tell the truth. That's... Huh? Confused now. I can't defend you against a testimony like that. Incidentally, why wasn't the phone in the victim's apartment working? Because the victim fell on it and got crushed underneath her. Your Honour, at the time of the murder there was a blackout. Oh, well, that's convenient. One of those blackouts that affect a grand total of one apartment building. The rest of the street was fine. There wasn't actually a blackout, no, some ornery cat had just chewed through the power cables. Aren't phones supposed to work during a blackout? You really don't know how electricity works, do you? Some cordless phones do not function normally in a blackout. The phone that Mr. Sarwit used was one of those. Ah, I see. A clear motive is coming to me. Mr. Sarwit is a corded phone salesman, and not a newspaper seller. He killed her because she bought from his competitor. And a record of the blackout. Electricity was out from noon to 6. Oh jeez, so much evidence. Can I present some evidence? Maybe? Anything? Do I have a signed confession from the defendant that says I didn't do anything bad? Ah, time for cross-examination. Alright, Wright. Time for you to fight Knight. Go get the witness out of spite. And then... something... Sprite. My haikus need some work. What do I do? I expose the lie. Okay, expose lies. Lies. Your client is innocent, right? Then that witness must have lied. Yeah! Everybody apart from us is a liar. How do we know that our client is innocent? For all we know, he may well have killed her. But what if I accidentally defend the wrong person one time? I hold the key. It's in the evidence. Compare the witness's testimony to the evidence. There's bound to be a contradiction, but no sign of an objection. No one has shouted objection in a good, fun, exciting way. We had that weak-ass objection earlier from a frog face. And now I want a proper, manly, meaty objection. Yes, I shall present the evidence and rub it in the witness's face. Literally, I'm going to get that statue of the thinker and just brain the prosecution with it. Okay, open the court record and point out some contradictions. Alright, she's still got so much trouble with those buoyancy aids of hers. They've got to give her tremendous back pain. I was going door to door selling subscriptions. Can I present anything on that? No. Okay. Wait, what's press? Oh, I get it. Is it like newspaper press? Like he is with the press and if I... Does that... hang on. Oh no, press is in sort of questioning further. Okay. I was expecting it to change when he moved to a next statement. I thought he must be in a hurry because he left the door behind him. He left the door open behind him. Of course he left the fucking door behind him. He's not going to rip that off its hinges and take it with him now, is he? Yeah, I killed my girlfriend and also I stole her front door. I'm totally innocent. Thinking it's strange, I looked in the apartment and I saw her lying there, a woman not moving dead. I quailed in fright and found myself unable to go inside. I thought to call the police immediately. However, the phone in her apartment... Hold on. I found myself unable to go inside. The phone in her apartment wasn't working. If you were unable to go inside, then how did you know the phone wasn't working? Objection! No! Wrong thing! Shit! The phone in her apartment wasn't working. Yes, I mean no. No, it wasn't. Right. But you said you didn't go into the apartment. Or did you? Oh, that, I can explain that. I actually had another phone that I forgot to mention conveniently until right now. There was a cordless phone on a shelf in the entranceway. I reached inside and tried using that to call, and that phone wasn't working. Oh, okay. I thought I had him there. I went to a nearby park and found a public phone. I remember the time, it was 1 p.m. Now, hold on. Time of death, 7:30. No, 4 p.m. to 5 p.m. How can she have been dead at 1 p.m? How? Huh? 1 p.m. Are you certain? Absolutely. He does seem confident. Yeah. It does seem strange. I'm going to present some evidence. Stop telling me what to do, okay? Make certain to tie down those hot air balloons at the front of your chest. And... do I get to do it now? Say it with me, everyone. Objection! Hey, I didn't get to do it. That's great, I can stop the video there, that's all I wanted to do. Yes, I found the body at 1 p.m. for certain. He's a smarmy git, this one, isn't he? He's all slippery and slightly. He looks like if you touched him, your hand would come away coated in a thin layer of grease. Frankly, I find that hard to believe. Your statement directly fucking hell. Your statement lied. The autopsy notes the time of death at sometime after 4 p.m. There was nobody to find at 1 p.m. Haha. I'm glad to see the Phoenix Wright gets his testimony from jokes that he pulled out of a cracker. Why did the skeleton not go to the dance? Because he had nobody to go with. Ha ha ha. How do you explain this 3-hour gap? Wow, his hair is really spiky. Oh, that. No, you can't object to my objection. No, that's not how it works. I already objected. You have to wait your turn. After his testimony, I find it hard to believe that he forgot the time. Yeah, Judge. That's it, Judgy. You join me. Join my side. Work with me. Why were you so certain you found the body at 1 p.m? Well, gee willikers, Judge. Can I go home and think about that and maybe write out a convincing lie? Great job, Wright. She still looks mad at me. Probably because I keep referring to her as a buoyancy aid. Yeah, I can see that pissing someone off. You actually put her in a swimming pool, and young children use her to learn how to swim. I need to stop. Oh, okay, that's all I have to do, point out contradictions. Simple. Wait, I remember now! Here's the actual not lied version of my testimony. Not lied version. Oh dear, there's got to be a better way to explain that. Here's the truthful version of the testimony. There we go, got there in the end. You see, when I found the body I heard the time. There was a voice saying the time from the television. Okay, I'm going to call you bluff on that one as well, mate, because last I checked there was a blackout. And TVs don't work when there's no power. Oh, but it was 3 hours off, wasn't it? Why would it be 3 hours off? I guess the victim must have been watching a video. Oh, okay. Yeah, that makes sense. Unfortunately, I can smell an entire farmyard's worth of bullshit from here. No. Yeah, let's get on with it. Yep. Yeah. I got it, flotation device. Shut up, I know what to do. Go away. Seriously though, she must be in tremendous amounts of pain. Like, her spine is probably crooked at this point. You see, when I found the body I heard the time. There was a voice saying the time. No. No, there wasn't. Okay, it might have been from the radio. Fair enough. But unless it's a battery-powered radio... Oh, there was no radio. That torpedoes that idea. There was only one large television. I've got it. Yeah, I know something about hearing the television. I'm not an idiot, okay? I understand how blackouts work. What? Is this the first time Phoenix has been allowed out of the house? Maya has to explain every little thing to him. Now, Phoenix, this is how you drink some water. Oh dear, you've spilt it down your shirt again. Objection. And once again, remember to point as well. It's only half as much fun if you don't point. Objection! Hold it right there. The prosecution has said there was a blackout. And this record proves it. Yeah, I have you now. That was far too Darth Vader for a defense lawyer. You couldn't have heard a television or a video. Gah! Who actually says that? Who actually says gah? Even when they're shocked or surprised. Irk. Okay, gah was at least better than irk. The defense has a point. Of course it is, a good point. It's a clever point. I came up with it by myself. Do I get extra points for my good point? Do you have an explanation for this, Mr. Sawit? No, I find it puzzling myself. He's falling apart on us. He's falling apart. Oh, what else have you lied about? Wait, I remember now. He's a very forgetful bastard, isn't he? God damn, where did we get the one amnesiac witness? Go on, an accurate testimony. Are you going to give us accurate testimony, or do I have to poke more holes in what you're saying? It must have been the shock of finding the body. That caused me to lie twice in court. We know he did it. We saw in the cutscene at the start that he did it. He beat that woman with the thingy. The what's it, statuette thing. Actually, I didn't hear the time. I saw it. There was a table clock. Was there? Yeah, the murder weapon. The killer used it to hit the... What? What do you mean the murder weapon? The murder weapon was a statue of the... Hold on. You saw a clock. Give me... Is that a clock? He said it was the murder weapon. But... That's a statue. And is the bottom bit a clock? Because to be honest, I thought that was like a money box slot and you put coins into it. I don't know, did they have money boxes back then in 2001 Japan? Was that a thing? Did they have money? Had they invented the concept of currency by then? Or were they still using the barter system? The defence may cross-examine the witness. Oh good. Oh good. Right, I want to hear more about this clock which has apparently just come out of the fucking nether. Yeah, bullshit, there was a table clock. This is the first time I'm hearing about a table clock. Was there a clock at the scene? This is the first I've heard. Oh, I'm the judge as well. I relate to so many characters in this game. The murder weapon. The murder weapon was a statue. How is it a clock? The murder weapon. Tell me more about it. The table clock that was used as a weapon. That's what I just said. No. Something is fishy here. How is it a... Do I present the clock? Why didn't you tell us this in the first place? Oh, because you're a dozy old fucker. Okay, cool. The witness says he saw the table clock. That... I'm just going to keep hitting the press button until something happens. No, he's just going on like the table clock. So do I present the table clock to him? Or what he claims is the table clock? Wait just a moment. I like it when he slams the desk. It makes him feel tough and manly. The murder weapon wasn't a clock, it was a statue. Now how is this supposed to be a clock? You with your objections and your evidence and your, you know, orderly court of law. You being a decent upstanding human being, how could you? Answer the question, Mr. Sewit, otherwise I'll blind you with my pointy hair. Stab out each eye. It's a clock, is it? Really? Prove it. How is it a clock? The neck is a switch. Oh, you tilt it and it says the time out. Like, you have to break the thinker's neck in order to get it to say the time. That's a bit morbid. It doesn't look like a clock, and I submitted it as a statue. Okay, I suppose I can't expect a frog to know the difference between a statue and a clock. Understandable. It doesn't look like a bloody clock though. It is indeed a clock. Do I have problems with this? Yes, I do still have problems with its testimony. He's full of shit is the problem. There is a gaping hole in the testimony. The only way he could have known the weapon was a clock is to hold it in his hand. Ooh, we're going somewhere with this. I was just going to call him out for being full of shit, but we're actually going somewhere. Yet the witness testified he never entered the apartment. Ooh, we've got him. We've got him. Clearly a contradiction. The witness knew it was a clock because he knew the victim. I feel like falling at the final hurdle if I pick that one. Let's go went into the apartment instead. You were inside the apartment on the day of the murder. I'm really enjoying this pointing thing that Phoenix has got going on. I'm doing it as well. I like the power posing. Oh yeah? Prove it. Prove I went in there. I'll do better than that. I can prove you were the one who killed her. You struck her with the clock and the shock of the blow triggered the clock's voice. That was the sound you heard. I'm amazed I made it through a sentence I had clock twice and blow once, without making any sort of cock-block joke. Intriguing. Please continue, Mr. Wright. Yeah, it is intriguing. Yeah, that's it. The sound must have left quite an impression on you, because it's the last thing you heard before you brained a woman. Got him. And then the murder weapon spoke just as you hit the victim, which is it's got to be a terrible last thing to hear. You're laying there bleeding out in a pool of ketchup, and all you can hear is a clock going, "It is 9:30 AM. Thank you, Alexa. Do you maybe want to call the police instead? No? Alright. What? Why are you objecting now? I've got him. Baseless conjecture. No! We know he went into the apartment in order to see the clock. How is that baseless? Look at the witness's face. He's ugly as sin. That's all the evidence we need. Did you strike the victim with the clock? Oh, he's melting down. The clock, I heard, no, I saw. Ew. Ew. That was disgusting. It was him, I tell you. I saw him. He killed her and he should burn. Burn, give him death. Oh, there's a death penalty on offer here. Suddenly everything seems to be a bit darker and grimmer. Order in the court. What is with the people in this court? Why are they only getting riled up every now and then? Come on. I just proved that a man was clearly a murderer. Where's my standing ovation? There isn't a shred of evidence supporting the claims of the defence. That's absolute bullshit. I've just proved it time and time again. Apparently I need to prove it once more. Do I have any evidence that the witness got hit by, or that the witness heard the sound of the clock? Maybe? try sounding the clock. Yeah, that would make sense. He clearly heard the sound of the clock, and the way to tell is if we sound the clock. That makes sense. Good thinking. That's using the old deductive brain. Your Honour, may I have your clock? Oh, of course. Okay, let's listen to the clock. Everyone, shh, shh, shh. Hold your objections. Da-na, da-na-na. I love the music. It's like, yeah, you go, Phoenix. He is the thinker after all, and he thinks the time is 8:25. No, it's not 8:25. It's like gone 10 AM, I thought he said. Mr. Payne, can you tell me what time it is now? 11:25, and there's... Boom, 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 boom. I got it now. He thought it was 1 o'clock, because the clock was 3 hours slow. Oh! It all comes together. Yeah, doing my victory dance. I kind of look like the wacky waving inflatable arm tube guy, but I don't have a webcam, so I can dance as much as I like. Go on then, talk you out of this one, you weird bald dude. You forgot one thing. What did I forget? The fact that you're Gollum? What else could I be missing? Well, it may seem like that clock is running 3 hours slow. It proves nothing. Huh? How do I know it was running slow on the day of the murder? Ah. Damn. Fingerprints? Or could I, like... Did I have technicians to check the last time the clock had its time changed? Shoot. This ends the cross-examination. Oh, come on, no! We were there. We had it. We had his balls to the wall. Apparently we're all slimy lawyers. So close. Sorry, Larry. Looks like you and your butts are going to get very well acquainted with the prison showers. Well, I guess that's it then. Thank you all for joining me. Oh no, we're back in. The music started up again. Maya's done something. Look at you go. Look at you go, Maya. Saving the day. I like how she only chimes in when she feels the need to point out that I've either fucked up or when she's teaching me to do something incredibly basic. Don't throw this one away. Think. What should I be thinking about? I can't prove the clock was slow on the day of the murder. I mean, do they not have forensics in this game? Or was that only in the sequels? Phoenix Wright. Now we actually test the evidence. That doesn't mean I can't still win. Try thinking outside the box. Assume the clock was 3 hours slow and think it through. Ask myself, why was the clock slow? Figure out why was the clock slow? I mean, if I say no, I guess the case will be over. I'm going to say yes and sort of wing it. Yeah, I can think why the clock was 3 hours slow. Maybe when the clock hit the person, it messed with the mechanisms, and now it's slow? I must have evidence somewhere that can prove it. What evidence? What? Attorney's badge, that's not going to prove it. Cindy's autopsy report, time of death 7, nope. That's not going to prove a damn thing. A statue in the shape of the thinker, I can't prove the... No. Unless there's forensics, this isn't going to help. Passport, the victim arrived home from Paris. Oh, okay. I think I may have just had a brainwave. Because if this game is as smart as I'm giving it credit for, then it's going to know about time zones, isn't it? Now, I don't know what time zone Phoenix Wright is in, but I imagine if she came back from Paris, she would have changed her watches and her clocks, right? Like when I went to Disneyland and all of that, you change your watch because France is an hour ahead of us. So assuming... Okay, right, I've got something I can throw at them here. Got it, I've got a vague idea. It's going to be more useful than presenting the fact that there was a blackout in the building at any rate, so fuck it, let's try it and see. Yes, here is the key piece of evidence. Haha! take this! So close. The victim had just returned from abroad the day before the murder. As we all know, the time difference between here and Paris is 9 hours. What mythical city are you in, mate? Okay, sure, whatever. When it's 4 PM here, it's 1 AM the next day there. The clock wasn't 3 hours slow, it was 9 hours fast! Haha, that's why you should always use a 24-hour clock. The victim hadn't reset it since returning home. Oh, I feel good. Oh, yeah. That's why the time you heard when you struck her dead was wrong. Proof enough for you, Mr. Sowit? Or should I say, Mr. Dipshit? Did it? Family friendly game, remember? I think, maybe, I don't know. Oh, he had rabies the entire time. So I win? Does the court find the defendant a nice person? Victory? Eh? Well, this case has certainly turned out different than we all expected. Yeah, seeing as I've been going for almost an hour. The witness has been arrested and was taken away. Sucks to be him. Your Honour, I have to say, I'm impressed. I don't think I've ever seen someone complete a defence so quickly. It took me 54 minutes, that is not quick. In Let's Play terms, that is an eternity. Thank you, Your Honour. At this point, this is only a formality, but this court finds the defendant, Mr. Bats. Yay, not guilty. Yay. No, not the time for an objection. We find the defendant not guilty. Actually, you may want to reconsider that. Then with that, this court is adjourned. And indeed, with that, this video is adjourned. So thank you all for joining me. This has been Phoenix Wright Ace Attorney Trilogy Remastered, and Capcom is killing it with the remasters recently. Resident Evil 2 Remastered in February, Phoenix Wright Remastered in April, I'm fully expecting Beautiful Joe Remastered in June, and then Ghouls and Goblins Remastered in August. So until then, farewell everyone. Oh, Frank Sowit, sorry, there's still a bit more story, I ended too soon. Frank Sowit was a burglar who posed as a newspaper salesman. That day when Larry went to her apartment, the victim wasn't home. After he left, Mr. Sowit let himself in. And while he was searching her place, the victim returned. Mr. Sowit grabbed the nearest blunt object he could find. And now she's dead and gone. Ah, poor little victim. We hardly knew ye. Old cinder block. So until next time, farewell everyone.